Of the 37,700 stocks the system scanned this morning, one of them has a story so strange that even if BuzzPulse hadn't surfaced it, I'd want to tell you about it. A failed Discord marketing company, an anti-ESG asset manager started by a guy who ran for president, and roughly $1.2 billion worth of Bitcoin sitting on the balance sheet, all under one ticker, all trading for under $17. Now, before we start, a quick legal note. BuzzPulse is a social intelligence tool. Everything you hear today is data and commentary, not investment advice. I'm not your financial advisor, so please do your own research before putting your money anywhere. I'm Ken Carpenter. This is Invest AI Savvy, where AI powers smart investing. Welcome to Thursday, May 21st, 2026. Now, let me tell you what the system found overnight, and let me tell you upfront, this one I'm watching with you. Signal of the day, ticker ASST, Strive Incorporated, Class A common stock, listed on the NASDAQ, closed Wednesday at $16.98. Now, the system's conviction on this one is sort of low. BuzzPulse fired 7 of 25 intelligence layers. That's not a heavy convergence read. This is a small cap equity, positive sentiment, social anomaly detected. The data is showing bullish momentum confirmed overnight. But 7 layers out of 25 is the system telling me here's something worth looking at, but not really something with the math screaming, buy this. I'd rather tell you that up front than dress it up. What makes this signal interesting is not the convergence step. It's the company underneath it. So let me walk you through exactly who Strive actually is, because the story is one of the most interesting corporate transformations on the public market right now, and there's a real catalyst happening today. Strive was founded in 2022 by 2 guys who went to the same Jesuit high school in Cincinnati. One of them is Vivek Ramaswamy. You probably know that name. He ran for Republican presidential nomination in 2023, dropped out, and eventually went to work for the Trump administration. The other founder is Frericks, a former president of Anheuser-Busch. The two of them raised about $20 million from outside investors. The check writers included Peter Thiel and J.D. Vance. The pitch was simple. They were going to build an asset manager that did the opposite of what BlackRock was doing. No environmental, social, and governance. No DEI mandates. They called it depoliticized investing. By 2023, Strive was running about $2 billion in ETFs. Then Ramaswamy left to run for president, and a guy named Matt Cole became CEO. Cole came from CalPERS, where he had overseen $70 billion in assets. So far, this is a normal asset management story. But here's where it stops being normal. In May of 2025, Strive announced a merger with a company called ASST. ASST was, and I want to read this carefully, the first publicly traded company built on the Discord platform. They did marketing services on Discord servers. That was the business. They traded on the NASDAQ under the ticker ASST. The merger closed in September of 2025. Strive folded itself into the Discord marketing company's public shell, kept the ticker ASST, and announced that the combined company was going to become the first publicly traded asset management firm with a Bitcoin treasury strategy. Now, think about what just happened. A $2 billion anti-ESG ETF business founded by a former presidential candidate just reverse merged into a Discord marketing company so it could start buying Bitcoin with shareholder money. That is the most accurate way I think I can say it. And the market noticed. The stock went up 131% in pre-market on the announcement day alone. Since then, Strive has been buying Bitcoin at an aggressive pace. They started this year holding around 12,800 coins. And as of May 18th, just 3 days ago, they hold 15,391 Bitcoin. That puts them at the 9th largest public corporate Bitcoin treasury in the world. Now, here's the part that should make you think twice. The Bitcoin Strive is holding is worth roughly $1.2 billion at current prices. The company's market cap, which is what you get when you multiply the share price by the total number of shares, is under $1 billion. In a normal company, the market cap reflects everything the company owns, plus what investors think the business is going to earn in the future. So when the Bitcoin alone is worth more than the whole company, the market is essentially saying, we'll pay you less than the value of the assets on the table. That gap situation has a name on Wall Street, and it's called trading below net asset value. And it either means investors are worried about something, or this is a great investment opportunity. The debt structure, the dilution risk, the Bitcoin price itself could be the correct explanation. Wall Street has taken notice. TD Cowen has a buy rating with a $30 price target. H.C. Wainwright has a buy with a $38 target. The stock closed Wednesday at $16.98. That is the analyst case. Now here's the catalyst the system is almost certainly picking up on. Today, Thursday, May 21st, Strive is hosting something called the Bitcoin for Business Summit. It's in Lake Oswego, Oregon. It's being run through a Strive sub-brand called True North. The pitch to attendees is, we will teach CFOs and corporate treasurers how to put Bitcoin on a corporate balance sheet. The event happens today, which means today is a day where the company has a real reason to be in the news, in front of corporate decision makers, in front of crypto media, and on social media channels, talking about its core thesis. That is the kind of event that lights up the social signal layers BuzzPulse measures. I think that is part of what the BuzzPulse system picked up on overnight. Now, here's where I have to be honest about what I really don't know. The convergence is shallow at 7 of 25 layers. Bitcoin itself is in a rough patch. It flash crashed below $77,000 on May 18th. Bitcoin ETFs just had their first net outflow week after 6 consecutive weeks of inflows. Strive's most recent Bitcoin buys, the ones executed between May 13th and May 18th, were made at an average price of $79,348 per coin. Bitcoin sits below that level this morning. Now, here's what that means in plain English. When a company buys Bitcoin at one price and the price drops, the company doesn't actually lose money until it sells, if it sells at a loss. When a company buys Bitcoin at one price and the price drops, the company doesn't actually lose money until it sells, if it sells at a loss. That gap between what they paid and what it's worth today is called an unrealized loss. On paper, they're down, but in reality, nothing has really happened yet. But here's why it matters for Strive specifically. Their entire business pitch to shareholders is, we're going to buy Bitcoin and hold it, and over time, the price will go up and your shares will be worth more. That only works if Bitcoin actually goes up. Right now, Bitcoin is going sideways at best. It has been stuck in the same price range for weeks. So the company's core thesis, the reason investors are holding the stock, is in a holding pattern. If I were going to challenge this signal, that is where it is weak, and that's just due to Bitcoin's current price action. The social chatter convergence map is not deep enough to call this a high confidence read. The underlying asset is in a soft patch, and the company has a capital structure that, in the words of one analyst report, includes Class A common, Class B common, a perpetual preferred, and a stretch preferred stake in another Bitcoin treasury company called Strategy Incorporated. That's a lot of moving parts under one ticker. What the data is telling me is that there's real attention on this name today. The catalyst is real. The story is interesting enough to draw attention, and the system thinks it is worth surfacing as the one name of the day. What BuzzPulse is not telling me is that this is a high conviction setup. 7 of 25 is a flag, not a conviction call. I'm watching this one with you. If the system is wrong on this, you'll see it on Monday's tape and I'll tell you about it Tuesday. That is what BuzzPulse looks like when it is operating on a partial data day and finds one name worth surfacing, one ticker, one story, one catalyst landing today. This is not a name I know enough about to trade, and the system's conviction can't be oversold. The dashboard is live at buzzpulse.h9ksystems.com/dashboard. The free 7-day trial is at the same address. Go look at the proof log. Every signal we've tracked since May 25th is on there. The winners and the losers mark to market. That is the whole point of running BuzzPulse as a daily public report. Remember, BuzzPulse tells you what the market is talking about and whether that attention is unusual. It doesn't tell you to buy or sell anything. That's your call. I'm Ken Carpenter. This is Invest AI Savvy, and that's the way it is.